Okay, so we're going to begin our Radial Name Design project, starting with the packet here. This is something each one of you will get. So we're going to fill out the top with our information. So again, your first and last name, your room number, 6th grade is already filled out for you, and then write today's date. So we'll just write September 28th, 2015. Go ahead and write whatever date it is the day you fill it out. Here's an example of what this project looks like completed, and then we're going to go through these steps between each of the videos. You will get the teacher initials, that would be me, down the side as you complete each step. So the first one says to watch video 1, which is what you're doing right now. And then step 2, you're going to read the handout about radial balance and answer the questions on page 2. So you each will have this radial balance handout. So the first page goes over some other balances besides radial balance. And then you're going to read through information about radial balance. And then again, like I said, there's some questions on the learning guide of page 2 that you'll need to answer. So it tells you step 2, you're going to write the definition of radial balance, and then what are 2 examples of human-made radial balance, and then what are 2 examples of radial balance in nature. Just go ahead and handwrite these with your pencil. Then what we're going to do is go on to the next step. After you do that, you're going to come and see me, and I'm going to check your answers and then initial it if it's correct and ready to move forward. Then the next thing, it says to experiment with lettering on page 2. This will help you to learn how to fill out the triangle with different drawn fonts. So we're going to go to that page and do that practice here together, and then you'll do it at your seat once the video's over. So here are the 2 triangles that I've given you to practice. Now, font is a kind of letter style, and then I'm also providing you with some different letter styles for you to look at, and you can also create your own. So we are going to fill these triangles with your name, and I do think I put them on a little crooked, so this will be the bottom of your name. So I'm just going to write that so you know that. You can do your first name or your last name, it's up to you. So I'm going to be doing my last name, and I'm going to be drawing some different fonts in here. They can be all uppercase, they can be all lowercase, they can also be a mixture. So I'm going to look at this font page we have been given here as some ideas here. So I'm going to start with the D for Dean, and I'm going to make sure I touch the top and the bottom of the triangle. That is part of what you do need to make sure you're doing, is at the top of the letter it touches the top of the triangle, the bottom of the letter should touch the bottom of the triangle. And then I'm going to go ahead and find the E over here again as well, and you can make this big like this is fine, because remember we do have to touch the bottom and the top as we go. And I'm going to make up a little bit different A than what's on there, which you are welcome to do also. And then I'm going to look at this N here as an example. And again, the top of the triangle should be the top of your letter. And I'm trying to also fill up the triangle, so not a whole lot of empty space on either side. So that's one way. So what I want you to do is on the second one, do another version of your name with maybe a different kind of letter style. Again, you can make up your own, or you can use the packets that I have provided you. So I'm going to go ahead and just do my own this time, and I'm going to go with the capital letters. This is the top of my E touching the top of the triangle, and then the A also again touch the top and the bottom of the triangle, and you can make them wider to fill up that space. They do not need to touch side to side, but they do need to touch top to bottom on that triangle. So there is that step, and you don't need to do anything but doing that in pencil. I'm going to flip back to the front, and that was step 3. So after you do that, you would come up and I would initial your paper. So I would have already done that, and I would do that one. Now I'm going to show you how to fold your paper, because that'll be the next thing you'll need to do, and then I need to check that with you. So we're going to fold the paper corner to corner. Line up your corners on both ends, hold it still while you crease your paper. Then we're going to fold it the other way, corner to corner. Line up your corners and then crease. Then I suggest you opening it up, and we're going to go diagonally now, corner to corner. So it's going to look like a giant triangle. Line it up before you crease it. So you should have a triangle. And then again, open that up, and we're going to fold it the other direction to make a triangle again. Corner to corner, crease it, There's your triangle again. When you open it up, you're checking to see if you have the plus and the X folds. If you do, that's correct. So we're going to flip it over and put our information on the back, whichever side you decide to be the back. Again, first and last name, room number, and G6 for grade 6. So I'm going to go over the rubric with you now, and we're going to fill out the top like we have been with all of our other paperwork. So again, first and last name, room number, grade 6. So directions, you're going to assess your work, efforts, and knowledge by circling one number in each row. Be honest and do your best. We're reading this ahead of time so you know what I'm asking you to do and that you're not confused as we work along what it is that we're looking at. So I want you to go ahead and read over this, and I want to go over a few things with you. So folding the paper, this row would be your 4 or excellent. Good is a 3, and we have the fair column, 2s, and poor 1, and 0 you didn't do something at all. So folding the paper to get an A or a 4 in that area or an excellent, the paper is folded correctly with no mistakes. So all your folds are in their correct places. Maybe you made one little mistake, so that would be in the good or 3 column. So that is the paper is folded well with one mistake. The fair paper is fairly folded with 2 mistakes, and paper is poorly folded with 3 mistakes. The 0 would be if you have 4 or more mistakes. So each one, go ahead and read through those. You won't be grading yourself until you're finished with each one of those areas. So you don't want to grade something with coloring down here because we have not done that step yet. So the name in the triangle we'll be doing very soon. That's the next part.